Hello students. So in previous lecture we have seen about CSS. What is mean by CSS? Types of CSS. What is mean by selector? Types of selector. There are four types of selectors we have seen, like ID selector, class selector, universal selector and group selector. After that we will see about some properties. So next property is positioning property in CSS. Positioning means what? The word itself is explaining. Positioning means it will fix the position of that corresponding element. If we want to fix the element at left side, right side, at top level or bottom level, we need to use this property. We can give four values. First, static positioning. Second, fixed positioning. Third, relative positioning. And fourth, absolute positioning. What is the difference between these four? By default, property is static positioning. By default, property is static positioning. In that, though we have given the proper other properties like top 50 pixel, right 5 pixel, like that, it will not change the place of that element because we given position as static. Static means constant. It will not move. Next, fixed positioning. Fixed positioning helps to put that text or that element fixed on the browser. Fixed on the browser means though we scroll like this. Now see what I am doing. I am scrolling the page, means going up and down, up and down. That means scrolling. Though I scroll the page, the element whatever I given their position fixed, it will not move. It will be fixed on the browser window by using this fixed positioning property. Third property is relative positioning. Relative positioning is used to set the element to relative to its normal position. Means by default whatever the position it will take, relative to that it will give top value, right value, bottom value or left value, whatever we have given. Huh? Next, absolute position. Next property is absolute positioning. In that, the element set according to that web browser window. Absolute position relative to that screen or web browser window. Static means this is default position. It will not affect top, bottom or left, right properties. Fixed means it will fix the element. Though we scroll the window, it will not move that element. Relative means it will give position relative to its normal position, and absolute gives position relative to its browser window or screen. We will see with example. See here I am using an internal style sheet example. Why it is internal? Because I written here style as a tag. I am using here style as a tag. In inline style sheet, I am using this style as an attribute. In internal style sheet, I am using style as a tag. And in external style sheet, I need to create two files. First is with HTML, another with CSS. So this is internal style example. In that, I took four selectors. Four selectors. First one I took actually fifth, but for position purpose I took four selector. This fifth one we will see later. This four selector. First dot first with position static, top 10 pixel, bottom 50 pixel, left 50 pixel, right 50 pixel and color green, border double. Second selector, position fixed, top left right values I have given here. Next, color and border property. Third one with position relative, for that also I have given these top right properties and color and border properties. And fourth one with position absolute, again for that also I have given top left properties, right property, color property and border property. And here I applied that selectors, that styles. H1 class, here I applied first means static property, static position. Here second class. So why I wrote here class? Because this second word, the second selector I have written as dot second or period second. Means what? This is the name of the class. This is my class selector. Third one is third. Fourth one is fourth with absolute positioning. Now we will see the output, then you will get the changes. You will notice the changes. So we'll see, we'll execute the program. Open browser window, browse the program, name, positioning here. See, this is the first H1. This text, this one text. Example of static position. This is example of static position. So here I mentioned position as static. Top 10 pixel, bottom 50 pixel, left 50 pixel, right 50 pixel. So we will see if I change these properties, will it change or not. Here I made top 100 pixel. We will see what will be the change. See, though I have given here 100 pixel top, this element is not moving from its original or normal position. Why? Because I given here position as static. Position as static. Static means constant, it will not change. So though I given here a top, bottom, left, right values, it will not affect position of this element because this static positioning is by default position of the element. It will not affect by these properties, top, bottom, left, right properties. Next we will see second property or a second positioning, that is fixed positioning. Means though we scroll the window, now here the window is this much only. It's not, we are not able to see scroll bar. So what we need to do? We will add some more text. We will see what will happen. Okay. See, I will add some text here. I need to add some more text. You copy a whole portion, paste here. See, now I'm able to move this scroll bar. I'm able to see the scroll bar. Now see, though I am scrolling this, see this fixed example of fixed position, it will not move. See, it will not move. It is at fixed position. Why? because I have used here position fixed, top 50 pixel, left 50 pixel, right 50 pixel, color green, border double. Here if you want to change color, you can change and you can see the output. See, though I am moving and scrolling the page, this example of fixed page element is not moving. This text is not moving. Why? Because I have used here the position fixed. That's why. So, you got it? First position static. It will not affect the top, bottom, left, right position. It will give default position. Second, position fixed. It will not move this text though we scroll the page. Third position is relative. Third is relative. Now we'll remove this all extra part, so we'll able to see. Relative, example of relative position. So here our element takes position relative to its normal position. Means normally if I have given here position static, so it's what is the position? It goes behind this our fixed example of fixed position text. See, example of relative position, it goes. So this is normal position. This is what? Normal position. If I made it as relative, then it will come down. It relative to its normal position, means whatever its previous position, relative to that it will give this top 50 pixel, left 50 pixel. From means what, whenever it was here, means top, here top place 50 pixel, left 50 pixel, right 50 pixel, like that position it will give. Next, fourth position is absolute position. In absolute position, the position of the element is absolute relative to the web browser window. Relative to web browser window. This is our web browser window. Relative to this is the position. Relative to this is the position. Example of absolute position means if we want to display element relative to window, relative to screen, we will use absolute position. If we want to display element relative to its normal position, we will use relative position. If we don't want to change position of the window, position of element, though we given top, bottom, left, right value, then we need to use static. And if we want to fix the element, though we scroll the page, we want our element should not change its place, then we need to use this fixed position. These are the examples and property of position properties: static, fixed, relative, absolute. Next property is float property. Next property is float property. If we want to display element at left side or at right side, then we will use this float property. See here again I took another selector with float right, background color yellow, and I want to display it on right side. See here I haven't given any top, left, right, bottom values, but I want to provide display this element at right side. Then simply I need to use float right. See, and applying this selector to this tag, this element span class float right. Example of float we will see here. See, example of float. Example of float. It came to right side. If I given here float left, float left, we will see what will be the change. See, it came on left side. It came on left side. Example of float. So the use of float property is to assign the element directly to the left side or to the right side. And other one is we can give three values here, either left or right or none. None property shows element as it is. None means no effect. Float none means it will not display on left side, it will not display on right side. It will display as it is. This is float property. Next property is display. Next property is display property. So this display property we will use. Have you seen? Just wait. I will open the programs. This is one program sample web page. See, I will remove this text. This is simple web page. Sample of web page. Simply here no style, no color, nothing. We will see what will be the output. In output, I will get this is first line at first line and this is second line on second line. Let check. See, this is first line, this is second line. Though I haven't write here BR tag, my second line came on second line and first line came on first line. Why it happens? It happens because this H1 or H2 or P tag or span tag or A tag, these tags are block level. Block level means what? These tags display the text in different blocks or different lines by default. These tags display the text on new line by default. Without using BR tag, automatically they will display the text on new line. But though I used here this block tag, I want to display the the lines on same line. I want to display the text in same line. I need to use one property, that is display. I need to use one property, that is display property, and for that the value should be inline. For that the value should be inline. Inline means whatever the text we will display, it should be in a single line. See, now the output, I am getting text on different lines. Now when I wrote this program, I will save the program and execute the program. See, now the text came on single line, means display equal to inline. It has this display is having three types of values. First inline value, second one is block value. Block means the text will come as it is previously, how it was coming, like that on second line. This block value acts as a BR tag. Inline property removes the lines, means it gives the text on single line. This block value gives the text on different line. It has one more property, that is block inline. That is block inline. This property will give the text on different line, but it will not take this full width. We can change the size and width. See, we will give background color equal to yellow. Why it not came? Spelling mistake. Sorry, here I wrote equal to. Background color equal to yellow. See, it took full width. It took full width, but I can select the height and width for this property. Which property? Display block or in display block inline property. I can set width and height of the element. For example, width given 50 pixel. Will check. See, width it given 50 pixel. So I'm able to set height and width when only I use display block inline. Only when I use display block inline. If I use block, will I able to see set? Yeah, I'm able to set. If I use inline, we'll check. It will come like this. This is first line, this is second line. So height and width we can use to block inline. This is about display property. Next, is our list tag. Next is our list tag. In the list tag, we have two types of tags. First is ordered list tag and second one is unordered list tag. Unordered list tag. Our ordered list, ordered means numbered. Ordered means number. If we want to display the list of an element 1, 2, 3, 4, otherwise Roman 1, Roman 2, Roman 3 like that, then we need to use this OL tag. OL tag. And inside this is the start tag, means this denotes our which type of tag it is. Which type of tag it is? Ordered list tag or unordered list tag. If it is an ordered list tag, then again inside this tag we need to use other tag, that is LI. LI stands for list items. LI stands for list items. It will denotes how many items inside the list. We will see the example. Ordered list. See, here I want to display a simple ordered list, that is of total number of students, number of girls and number of boys. Number of girls and number of boys. So what I did, just simply till the part from doc type HTML to end of head remains same. Inside body tag, whatever I want to display, I will write in H1 as heading ordered list, and what I want ordered list of total number of students. So ordered list's label. This is the label of my ordered list, and these are the list items. So for this purpose I need to use OL. OL means ordered list, start of ordered list. This is end of ordered list. Inside that I used three attributes: type I, start 5, and this is reversed. We will see one by one these attributes. First we will check our output. See, this is ordered list, means this text, whatever I have written in the H1. Next, total number of students, and after that, first Roman 1 and Roman 2, number of girls, number of boys. Why it came in Roman 1 and Roman 2? It because of this attribute. If I remove this attribute, see, normally it will come, by default it will come 1 2. By default it will come 1 2. If I want to display it with Roman 1 Roman 2 is capital I capital T, like that, then I need to give type attribute, type equal to capital I. It will, I forgot to save. First save the change, then execute the change. First second, if I change here, instead of this capital I, if I wrote here small I, then it will come small I, small double I, means small Roman numbers, like that. If I give here type is equal to A, the list will come alphabetically numbered, A, B, C, D, like that. So type attribute is used to set or to specify the numbering type. Means you want numeric list, you want alphabetically list, numbered list, alphabetically numbered list, you want Roman number list, like that. You want whatever you want, you can choose by using type attribute. Next, start attribute. Start attribute specify the starting number of the list. If I want, here I given type is from start one number numeric. If I wrote here start 5, we'll check our output. What it can 5 6 5 6. That means our list will be numerically ordered, but it will start with fifth number. If I want it reversed number, then I need to use reversed attribute. We will check the output. See, 5 4 5 4, because starting point we already given 5. That's why 5, next 4. So it is, this ordered list is having how many attributes? 3 attributes, that are type, start, and reversed. Next, unordered list. We will see unordered list. In unordered list, the list whatever we want to display, it will be not ordered. Unordered means it is not numbered. That is unordered list. Then how can we display it in the list if it's not numbered? We can display the list items by using symbols. For example, circle, square, or disc. For example, circle, square, or disc. We'll check. See here, the list, there is a list. We can see this is the list, but it is not ordered or not numbered, but it is symbolically ordered, means unordered list. For this purpose we need to use UL tag. In UL tag, we need to use style as attribute. Style as an attribute. In first HTML, we can use type attribute directly. Huh? In first HTML, we we were able to use this type attribute, but in HTML5 we can't use type attribute directly. So for that purpose, we need to use inline style sheet. In that, style is used as an attribute. Inside that, property list style type equal to either circle or square or disk. Square, square. So the symbol become in square format. The symbol came in square format. If I wrote here disk, the symbol came in disk. A circle, filled circle, that is disk. And if I give one circle, then it will come like this circle, border of the circles it will display. It has only one attribute, this is type, but we can't use directly, we need to use it with style attribute. By default, if we not use this, by default it will display disk. It will display disk, type is disk. Otherwise, if we need to use, we can use uh, circle or square as list style type, value of list style type property in the style attribute. Next, definition list. Our next part is definition list. Definition list means sometime we need to display the list like this. See here, example of HTML definition list. After that, again subtitle, inside that some text, again subtitle, some text, again subtitle, some text. At that time, we need not to use OL tag, we need not to use UL tag. So we can use this definition list tag, which is denoted by DL tag. In DL tag, we can write label of this definition list. In DT tag, we can able to write definition list title, and definition list data we can write in DD tag. So three tags we need: first DL tag, second DT tag, and third DD tag. So our label we will write here, our subtitle or title we will write here, and our actual data we can write in the DD tag. So we will check with example here. Here I wrote one example. We'll check the output. See, example of HTML definition list. You can write it here, either here, or though if you don't want this H3 tag, you can write it here. It will act as a label. See, example of HTML definition list. Next, DT tag. This is the for title of the list, definition list title. Next, DD tag is used to display the actual data. Whatever actual text you want to write, you can write it here in DD tag. So for definition list tag, you will have three tags, that is DL, DT and DD. For this, you don't have any attribute because the data is not going to display We will not display the data with numbered or with symbols. We will display just like with title, subtitle, like that. That's why here there is no attribute. So if you want to just make the text bold, italic, underline, then you can use that corresponding properties or corresponding tags. If you want to change color, you can do that. But to give the numbers or symbols, we need to use ordered list or unordered list tag. And without order or unordered, without numbers or symbols, we need to use this definition list tag to display list, but without number, without symbols. Next, we will see nested list. In nested list, nested means what? If we want to display the data one by one list, we'll check first output. Here we'll look first to see output. See here total number of students as heading. I displayed total number of students as heading. Next, unordered list is first list item of unordered list, that is 11th science. Inside that I given two list items which are numbered, means ordered list items. Then again unordered list item, that is 12th science, and inside that again an ordered list with numbers. Then that time what we need to do? We need to use both tags UL as well as OL, one inside other, one inside other, like this. See here our heading, it will display our heading total number of students, that is here total number of students. Next what we want? We want 11th science as unordered list item. So I need to write here UL tag. Here I want to display symbol as a circle, so style attribute with circle value, and our list item with 11th science. Then after 11th science, what I did? I again listed two list items with numbers. So inside that I used ordered list tag with two numbers, with two list items, not numbers, with two list items. So first number of girls 30, number of boys 30. So these two list items, and I finished my ordered list here. So this is ordered list for this unordered list item. Next, for second unordered list item, means for 11 after 11th 12th science, again I want two more list items which are numbered. So for that purpose I need to use again OL tag with type attribute and with two list items. So again separate OL tag for this unordered list item. This is one ordered list for this unordered list item. So this is nested list items or nested list. This means nested list means inside one list item I want to display other list items. That means nested list. Next, after this list, to this nested list we can also known as multi-level list. Multi-level list means nested list. Next, we are having audio and video in HTML5. Audio and video. For this purpose, we need audio files. Audio files we can use with extensions like MP3, AAC, OOG. These are the extension, means the audio files. Now our HTML5, how we saved? Like .html extension, like that. Audio file we will have with a .mp3 extension, with a .aac, with .ogg extension. So normally this mp3 files supported by all browsers. mp3 stands for, this is audio format for from MPEG. What is the long form of MPEG? It may be an objective question for you or fill in the blanks for you. MPEG stands for Moving or Motion Pictures Experts Group. AAC stands for Advanced Audio Coding Standard Format on iPhone or YouTube. This is Advanced Audio Coding File Format. And OGG is an Open Container File Format. So we will see our audio tag, how we can use. To use the audio tag, we need to use two tags, that are audio and second one is source inside this audio and source inside this audio. So audio tag has three attributes, that are controls, autoplay, loop. Controls means what, autoplay means what, and a loop means what? We will see. First we will check the output. See, are you able to hear the sound? What you are able to see, here one control is there, some seconds are going on. Here control for audio means to hear voice, mute unmute button, here play and pause button. Like that. So what is the use of this audio tag? To display audio file, to display audio file. Then what is the, if I open this browser, automatically it starts, see, I'm refreshing the, it automatically starts the, it automatically starts the audio file. Why? Because I use here one attribute, that is autoplay. Why? Because I use here one attribute, that is autoplay. If I am not using that attribute, it will not execute file automatically. See, I am able to see the control. I am able to see the control, but it's not displaying. It's not starting this audio file automatically. Why? Because I removed that autoplay attribute. Next, this control attribute. Attribute is used to display control bar. If I remove this, we'll check, it will happen. I'm not able to see any control bar here. I'm not able to see any control bar here. So to display control bar, we need this controls. Controls help us to display control bar. Autoplay help us to execute file automatically once we load the web page. And this loop attribute, if we want to play the audio file again and again automatically, we need to use this loop attribute. If we want to play audio file only once and after that we want to stop the music, then no need to use this loop. See, we will check. I am not using loop now. We will check what will happen. Started playing music. See, we will check. So once it stops, it will not play automatically. Is it playing? No, right? So I want to play it automatically again and again. At that time I need to use loop attribute. See. See, here it started. Now check. Now it stopped, but again it started. Right? Why it happened? It happens because of this loop attribute. So use of audio tag. How we can use audio tag? By using audio word in the less than greater than symbol. This is audio tag. It need one more tag, that is source tag. The source tag is stands just it's simply used to call the file. So we need one music file which is .mp3 extension, which is having .mp3 extension, source src attribute to call the file, and type attribute to describe which type of file and which type of format it is. Audio slash mp3, type of file audio, and extension of the file mp3. By using this source we are calling the file. By using audio we want to display an audio element on our web page. Next, we will go for video. How many attributes we having for audio? Attributes will be attributes will be autoplay, control, loop. One more attribute is muted. Muted means without sound. Muted specifies that the audio output should be muted. Means once we use that attribute, we will not able to hear the sound. Next, we will see our video video tag. For this purpose, we need to use video tag. For this purpose, we need to use video tag, and same source attribute. Same source attribute with src and type attributes. Same source tag, not attribute, same source tag with src and type attribute. In src, we will provide name of the file. In type, we will write description of the file, that is video file slash extension of the file. This video file is also having attributes like autoplay. First, src to define the link of the video file. Second, autoplay. It specifies that video will start playing by default. As soon as we open the web page, the video file will start. Next, controls. Means if you want to display video file with control bar, use control attribute. If you want to display video file without control bar, don't use this attribute. If you want to give height to the video file, you can use this height attribute to define the video height value of the video. Loop, if you want to play video again and again, use loop. If you want to play only once, don't use loop. Muted allows to mute the music. Muted allows to mute the music of that audio output. Next, poster. It it used to display. It specifies as any image. It takes the value with URL, means it takes the URL value. URL means name of the file value, whatever you want to display while the video is downloading, until user hits the play button. Till we are not hitting that play button, if you want to display other image, then we need to use this poster to display as a poster. Once we start the video, this poster will go we will see our other whatever the video whatever the video we given that file, we will see that video. Next, preload. Again, this preload can take three values. First auto, next metadata, third none. If what it will do, it will specify if and how the author thinks the video should be loaded when web page loads. If you want to load automatically, use preload equal to auto. If we want to display with none, no automatically, then it will display like this. We need to play the button, then only it will play. Width, this width attribute help us to set the width of the video. We will check it one by one. See, here simply I wrote one program with three attributes: controls, autoplay, loop. This is source tag with name of the video file and here description of the video file. And if my browser doesn't support the video tag, then I will able to see this text. If my browser is able to support video tag, then I am able to see this file, which file I am calling here. We will check our browser is supporting or not. See, automatically it started playing video. This video is already muted, means it not having any sound, so you are not able to hear the sound, but you are able to see the video. See, and this now is going to end. See, and it started automatically. See, why? This is because our loop attribute, which starts video again and again. Autoplay, once we open the web page, it starts automatically. And controls, it display the control bars. Control bar means the buttons like this button, this button, this button. These are all control. This is control bar. So it came because of these controls. This is the use of video tag. Next, we will see image map. Image map. What is mean by image map? What is mean by map? Map is having, see, our simple map is having different regions with the different instructions. For example, our India map. India map is able to give the size and shapes of our states. How many states are there? Huh? What is the boundary? How many villages on not villages, but how many states in the India, yeah, India, like that information displayed by our India map. Same if we want to give informative image on web page. Informative image means if I am clicking some specific area on the image and I want to link that area to different web page, at that time we need to use this image map. We need to use this image map. What is mean by image map? Image map with multiple hyperlinks. Means we need to take one image, and on that image, if I click on here, 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 like that, then I need to go to different web pages. I need to go to different web pages. That means image mapping. That means image mapping. So for that, whenever I am clicking that area, particular area, and it will take me to that different web page, that particular clickable region is known as hotspot on the image. The clickable region on the image is known as hotspot. So for that purpose, I need to use image tag and a map tag. We can use image map either on client side or server side. Client side image map and server side image map. So we'll see how we will use that image mapping. For this purpose, which tags we need? We need first image, second I need map tag, and third the area I want to display on that image. So for that purpose I need area tag. So we will go in example. See, this is example. In this example, the part with head region is normal. Inside body tag, what they did? They took simple image. But for that image, they took the attribute as one src to just name of the file, image file name here. Here use map. Use map is the name. Whatever you want, you can give here, but you should give hash symbol before that. Hash and the name, whatever you want to give, that will be the name of your map. Use map, the name, and this alternate tag, this alternate attribute, alt. Alt. Do you know the use of this alt attribute? If your browser is not able to load that image whatever you given here, so instead of this image you will get this text. Instead of this image you will get this text if your browser is not able to support the image. If your browser is able to support image, it will open this image. It will open this image. So in image tag, src attribute to give the file name, use map attribute to mention name of the map, and here alt alternate attribute to, this is alternate name of the image. If your browser is not able to support the image, it will display this text, otherwise it will not display. Second tag inside image tag, second tag is map. For that map, the name should be same what you given here. This name should be same what you given here in use map, but you don't use this hash symbol. But don't use this hash symbol. And after that, third one, third tag is area tag. This area tag specify the area. It take the attribute like href, means where you want to go. Once you click on the particular area where you want to go, you will specify here. Shape, which type of shape you want to give, that shape you can give here. And this shape values you can give either rectangle or circle or polygonal. For rectangle purpose you need to write rect, for circle you need to write circle, and for polygonal you need to write poly. And the coordinates depends on your shape. If you specify rect, you need to provide 4 coordinates. If you given the shape as circle, you need to give 3 coordinates. And if you given the shape polygonal, the shape whatever how many coordinates you want to display. If you given, if you given 6, if you given 6, then it will display like a triangle. It will display the shape as a triangle, like that. Means whatever the shape you want to give other than rectangle or square, you need to it will depend on your coordinates. How many coordinates? Coords means coordinates you will give, it will give that shape. So we will go to the program. We'll go to the program. We will check image mapping. See here what I did, simple program with image map. In that heading image mapping, next I took one image with attributes, name of the image, use map, alternate text. Inside that map tag, in that map tag, name of the image map, name of the image map, it should be same, this name should be same whatever I given the value to this use map attribute, but without hash symbol. And after that area tag with the different coordinates. If shape rectangle, 4 coordinates. If shape circle, 3 coordinates. and if I want to display shape other than rectangle and circle, the coordinate number of coordinates gives us the shape. For example, if I given here 6 coordinates, the shape will be triangle, like that. So we will check the output first. Image. See, this is my image. Why it came this much small? Because I given here height and width attribute. I will change it to make it 500. So we'll check. Now it will become. So which area? Clickable hotspot. Hotspot means what? Image map means what? Image map means what? Image map means the image with multiple hyperlink. See, I am clicking hyperlink. If it is hyperlink, my this pointer will be changed. Now it is normal arrow pointer. See, here, here, here. Now it will become hand pointer. So this is one hyperlink. Then again where it is, I don't know where I'm going. How can I know to find? Use tab key on your keyboard. Use tab key. See, tab key. This is first area, that is rect. For this rect, area, I given this Google site address. I given this Google site address. Let's see. Will it open? We'll check. See, it open. Next, second area, circle. So in this circle area, href, I given Gmail site address, shape circle and coordinates like this. So we'll see the circle Gmail. See, it opens the Gmail. Next area, polygonal shape with Yahoo. So we'll check. This is rectangle, this is circle, and see, this is polygonal. Once I click on this, it will open this Yahoo address. Yahoo web page, home page, like that. So means one image is having multiple links. If one image is having multiple links, that means image mapping. For that purpose, we need to use 3 tags, that are image tag, inside that map tag, inside that area tag. For image map, attributes are source, use map and alternate text. For map tag, attribute is name, and for area tag, attributes are href, shape, coordinates and alternate tag. Text means if we are not able to go to that some specific web page, then it will display this alternate text like this. Next, the example is next tag in HTML5 is inline frame. For inline frame, we use iframe tag. This iframe tag is used to display inline frame, means the simple small frame. For you are able to see in web pages. In web pages, these web pages are given different advertisements. See, here one advertisement, here one advertisement, here one advertisement. So for this purpose, actually we are using this iframe tag to display the advertisements on the web pages. And for that purpose we using iframe. How the use of iframe tag? It is simple. Just use iframe tag. Just use iframe tag and end of iframe tag. For that purpose, for that iframe, whatever the attributes, first src means which file you want to display in that particular frame, which file you want to display on that particular frame, you need to give address of that file. Next, height of the frame, width of the frame, which name you want to give that frame. And src doc means it specifies the html content of the page to show in the frame. If you want to display any html content to show in that frame, then you need to use this attribute. So as it is very simple, I haven't written any program for this to show you. After that, web hosting. After that, web hosting. So these are all about tags you used till now. Which how many tags you used? Means how many tags we discussed? We discussed form tag, inside that input tag, then meta tag. Then we discussed about CSS, means cascading style sheet. Then we discussed about type of CSS, selectors, type of selectors, some properties of selectors like positioning, like display, float property, like that. If you want to display the text in list, how many tags we can use? We can use 3 tags, that are OL tags, UL tags, and DL tags. So if the list is numbered, that is OL tag. If the list is without number, means symbols, then we need to use UL tag. If the list is not numbered and not symbol, then we need to use DL tag. After that, we discussed audio tag and video tag to display audio file and video file. Then we discussed iframe tag, image map to display image and multiple hyperlinks on that. Then iframe tag to display inline frames. So by using this, we can design our web pages. This is all about we created the web page. But if we need to display that web page on an internet, then what we need to do? We need some space on the internet, right? So to get the space on that internet, to get the space on that internet, or the service which provides storage space for our website on the net, that means web hosting. That means web hosting. It is not that much simple that we created just a web page and we displayed on website, internet. We need some space to display. So online everybody can see, right? So online everybody can see, otherwise we can see only, no one can't see. So to see the online, our web page, our website, we need some space. The service which provide that storage space, that means web hosting. And who is web host? The company who provides that space, that are web host. So these web hosts are of, or web hosting is of 3 types, that is shared hosting, free hosting, and dedicated hosting. So for shared hosting and dedicated hosting, we need some money, but this shared hosting is cost effective. This is cost effective, means they are sharing the money. Dedicated hosting, it is paid, so we need to pay full amount. And this free hosting, it will give us space freely, but only certain period of time, limited period of time. It was not overall, means lifetime we are getting the free space. It's not like that. They will give only for 1 week, 2 week, 1 day, 2 day, like that. So 3 type of web hosting. Web hosting means the service which provide us storage space online, that is web hosting. And type of web hostings are shared hosting, free hosting, dedicated hosting. Shared hosting, it reduces our cost. Dedicated hosting is paid hosting for large websites, it need for large websites. And free hosting, it gives us free, uh, free of charge. It will provide service us free of charge, but only for certain period of time. That's it. So students, if you have any problem, please comment me or give your feedback in the comment section. Thank you.